Your credit report shows information about how you've used credit, whether you've paid your bills on time, how much money you owe, and this information is used to create a credit score, which banks and lenders use to decide what terms to offer if you ever want additional credit. So people with high credit scores get to borrow money for less than people with lower credit scores. The scores are usually on a scale that goes from 300 to 850, although that can sometimes vary. And it's really smart to check your credit report often and know your credit score. The government allows us a free credit report every year from each of the major credit reporting agencies. So you can really get 3 per year for free if you get them from the different agencies. You can grab that info for yourself, and you should, at a website which is annualcreditreport.com. So it's annualcreditreport.com. And keeping and maintaining and building good credit can be really valuable to you throughout your life. As I said, you're always going to pay more to borrow if you don't have good credit. And sometimes you can't borrow at all to do things like get a house or a car. So it's a good idea to understand the factors that influence your credit report and your credit score. It's really kind of 3 main things you can do to build a strong credit score and keep a good credit score. Main thing you got to do is pay your bills on time. So anytime you make a payment that's late, the folks you owe the money to tell the credit reporting agencies, and they keep records of these things. So paying your bills on time, just consistently over time, is a huge factor in what your credit report is. Another thing you need to do that affects your credit is to make sure that all the info on your report is correct, that it actually reflects the reality, and that it's your stuff as opposed to someone else's credit information, maybe someone with the same name as you. If you have a relatively common name, that happens all too often. And the other thing you can do to build good credit is don't use all the credit that's available to you. So a big part of your credit score is how much you owe, for example, on credit cards and the like, as compared to how much you have available to borrow. So, for example, if I had a $1,000 limit on a credit card and I owed $999 on that credit card, even if I had made all my payments on time, that would reflect against me because I was close to my borrowing limits. Whereas if I had a bunch of credit available that I hadn't used, a credit card with a $1,000 limit with no balance, that would reflect well on my credit score. So pay your bills on time, don't get close to your credit limit, and the other thing is don't apply for a whole bunch of different credit all at once. So if you apply for a lot of credit cards, for example, shopping around for good rates or transferring balances, this can hurt your credit score for a period of time. So it's not a good idea to do that like around the time you might be searching for a mortgage, for example. So definitely, getting a copy of your credit report at annualcreditreport.com, super smart strategy.